So, aside from being the founder of Modern Widows Club, I actually own an interior design firm, and I have since 1997. I've been an interior designer for 25 years, and most of my clients are in the Nashville and Naples area, and I've got some kind of high-profile clients like Alan Jackson and David Copperfield, but you know, I've done everything from college dorms to remodels. To what I found is that when the economy tanked, I actually did like a living social, like a Groupon, and I learned the power of how little of changes that a person can make in their interior space that can have such a maximum benefit. Something as easy as changing the color of a wall, taking things out of an environment and rearranging the things that you leave back in. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to have talk about creating a healing space, because you deserve to have that. Most people don't realize that the spaces that they actually live in are affecting the peace that they have. The only reason why I know this is because actually I had, as a designer and my late husband being an architect, our big dream as a couple is to design something and live in it. That's like the ultimate dream, and we did that. But what happened is after he had passed away, I knew it was a good investment. That was the number one thing I was concerned about, keeping it. It was the wrong time to sell, even though everyone thought that I should sell because they thought I wouldn't be able to keep the home. And I actually couldn't work for about 18 months, but I did start working, and my clients showed up, and I was very blessed in that way. But what I found over time was as I was living in this beautiful prison, and I started to notice that my house, my environment, the things I touched and looked at became sort of oblivious to me. And I didn't realize that I had done something interesting. I had made my downstairs be acceptable to the people who came to my house. And then upstairs was like frozen in time. And most people don't know this, but I actually had a horrible, so I was healing really well in about year 5, and I had a horrible house fire. And the house fire was actually in the master bedroom, which I was never able to go back and sleep in. And I kind of negotiated with myself that I needed to be in the guest bedroom because I needed to be across the hall from my daughters. So I never, for 5 years, guys, I never slept in my master bedroom. And I had that fire, and quite strangely, no accidents. The only place the fire was in that master bedroom and closet and bathroom. And I had to I was homeless for 3 weeks. My neighbor took me into their garage apartment, and I remember thinking, wow, I thought losing Chad was bad. This is like taking me down a whole nother level. But what I did is I rebuilt that house, and I made it all my own. And I couldn't believe what it did to me. Me, an interior designer, I couldn't believe how powerful that space was for me. And that started this cycle of dreams in me. I had stopped actually having dreams, remembering dreams, because of all the trauma. And I kept having this dream, sell the things you don't need. I sold my sports car and paid off my mom's mortgage. I sold a bunch of just stuff. And then I kept having the dream, sell the big house for the big life. Literally, that's what my dream was saying. And I was like, what big life? This is my big life. And I didn't know what it meant. But I had that dream for 5 months until finally it was sell the big house for the big life, and it's going to sell to the first person on the first day for this amount. And that's exactly what happened. They didn't even put a sign out. And I moved into a rental space. And because it was a rental, I didn't put out any of my normal stuff. You know what I did? I staged it like it was a model. because I can do that. I just make it all pretty with my stuff, put the other stuff in storage. And something happened. I experienced a peace I had never known before. It was really amazing. And since then, I've done this for many widows. But the focus, really, of my talk is finding a balance and alignment between being a couple and now an individual. Expressing who you are now. So this is what I start with when I have a client who's in transition, and that could be divorce, it could be widowhood, it could be even like buying your new home as a single individual. I always do a blessing ceremony. I don't know if any of you have ever done this, but it could be as simple as, before I walk into this house, I'm going to say a prayer that me and everyone who enters this home will be blessed. It literally can be that simple. It's like that intention. So every time you walk in that door, I don't know, people feel it. So all of the leaders came to my own personal house where Modern Widows Club started on Thursday night. And it was so exciting for me because I was like, I've had over about 500 widows in Orlando come to cross the threshold of my doorway. But to have the leaders there, it was really a special occasion. And if you ask them, they'll probably tell you, I don't have a big home. It's 1,800 square feet. It's a little home, but it is super warm and super cozy. And anyone that comes there feels like just this love right when you walk in. So having a gratitude for what was, thresholds, doorways, what was and what will be. That is a very intention. It doesn't matter if you're one of my high net worth clients. I do this with them too. Because it doesn't matter. It's actually, interestingly enough, my high net worth clients, because we do this, they actually welcome more people into their homes. And when Jody was with me when I was in Nashville, and my clients, big home, 25,000 square foot, mile driveway up on top of a mountain. Jody and her kids show up, and we just literally take over the place. And I go, do you mind that there's so many kids in here? And she's like, I miss that sound. Most of the families that we have here, the kids are so subdued. Her kids were like, can we run upstairs and up and down the halls? And, it's 4 levels. So they're just like running around. So this is a woman who understood how to bless others with her home. May our home know joy, every room hold laughter, every window open to great possibilities. I'm a big believer in having affirmations in your house. Does anyone here have positive affirmations hung on your walls? Yes, that's right, because they have meaning for you. Cindy Toledo has a great story about putting sticky notes on her mirror, and you guys should ask her about it. I was like, sometimes you don't even have to change your interior. Sometimes changing your interior is putting a sticky note saying, I'm going to be okay today. Or whatever that message is for you at that time. That's interior design too. That's your interior space. Step number 2, determine how you want your home to serve you. We are women. We do think of other people first. How can I actually host couch surfers in my home all the time. Tammy got to be a recipient of that. Got to go pick couch surfers up. 2 girls from Mexico. There's no exchange except cultural. I want my home to be a place that's safe. I'm kind of not a wall girl. I'm kind of like, you're from Mexico, you're a young girl. I think you have a mother, and come and stay in my home safely. I think of everyone as my own children. So when we think about our homes, of course, they shelter us. They help keep us secure. They're a great investment. We get all of those things. But how is your home serving you? Because I guess my challenge would be to actually look at your space and actually see it differently. I've worked with a few widows where the anxiety of moving even a photo off of a nightstand or the photo anywhere in the house, the anxiety that it brought, I literally had to negotiate with them, and I said, this is what we're going to do. I'm gonna take down some of this, and we're just gonna put it in a box, and we're gonna put it in the garage, and we're going to just let it sit there for a week. And then in a week, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna ask you if we need to put them back. It's amazing what you don't even know you could live with less. And I don't mean like less things, I mean just clutter, just simple things. Everything in your house, like Nate Berkus and everybody watches him, everything in your house that actually have some meaning. Sometimes when I go into homes, I have to literally go through and I have to say, does this have meaning for you? Okay, all right, we're gonna put it over here, okay? I actually put this here on purpose. This is my little Yoda. This is from my desk at Modern Widows Club. This is very important to me. This has meaning for me. So I put Yoda up here so he could actually give us all like wise counsel, if you ever noticed that. Those are the little touches like that serves me. And so I challenge you to actually look at the items in your home and really look and say, what kind of emotions are they eliciting in me? And because those things are actually talking to you, and you may not even realize it. So I found this little, illustration. It's abundance and passion and love and fun and fulfillment. Giving your home an actual purpose. My home is calming. My home is harmony. My home is peaceful. I want to sleep there. I want to welcome people in. I want my daughters, to know they're safe. Just think for a moment, like how your home can actually be more of what you want it to be. Number 3, I just made these steps really simple because this thing could go on forever. Roll up your sleeves with another. Has anyone here tried to move themselves by themselves? Those who have tried to move themselves by themselves, why did you do that? Huh? It's insanity? Oh yeah, doing it by yourself is insanity. What I'm asking is why did you do it by yourself? Okay, so you hired someone, so you didn't do it by yourself. Who did it by themselves? Why did you do it by yourself?
I just figured that there would be no one there to challenge you to decide what you're going to keep and what you're not.
Okay, so you decided to take the easy route. So no one would judge you.
That's right.
Okay. But if you would have had someone who was non-judgmental and supportive, would you have accepted that? Yeah, heck yeah, okay. So this is a tough one because as women and even as widows, there's so much that we do on our own. But I think, where was it? Minneapolis. Who's here from the Minneapolis chapter? Jennifer? Okay. Yeah, Jennifer. Come up here, Jennifer. Can I have a mic? Who was it that recently moved in Minneapolis that you helped?
Oh, Amy.
Amy. So I saw on Facebook what you did for her. This woman right here helped her friend move. It was the most moving thing I've ever seen. She went, you guys moved in, and she went and she put sticky notes and little cards all over Amy's house for her to find. And I just want to thank you, because that was amazing.
I was just so grateful she moved across the lake from me.
Right?
I have to tell you what happened because I knew very few people in Minneapolis, and then I came to Modern Widows Club, and I've made more friends through that. And I was praying that God would bring me a neighbor because my husband died so soon after I moved up there. And Amy I met through Modern Widows Club, and she posted on Facebook a picture of the lake and clouds and said Stubbs Bay, and I texted her, I'm like, where are you at? And she said, East Lake Street. And I said, Amy, that picture is facing my house across the lake. And in a city the size of Minneapolis, she had no idea that's where I lived. So I just really feel that's a God thing.
And how many years did it take Amy to move? Because it was very painful where she was at.
7 years. Yeah. And so the week after she moved, she came over to my house and helped me move a mattress. And it's just been a beautiful friendship.
It really has. So thank you for sharing, Jennifer. So that, you know, when I knew Jennifer was coming, I went, I can have a pretty picture up here, but that is example of the power of actually seeking out and being available to find those. I know you, Claudine, and I know that if you probably would have looked a little bit harder, you could have found someone that's non-judgmental. It is hard, because I know you didn't have a lot of widowed friends around you. But it doesn't even have to be a widowed friend. It has to be a compassionate friend. Right? So, yeah. Was that you?
Well, that was, all the helpful friends that they said they're going to be there for you no matter what. But anytime you mention the word MOVE, that's what happened.
That's right, that's right. So, step number 4, lighten your load. Okay, so this is one of the simplest ways for anyone, and all of these things, all my tips are things anyone can do. That was the main point of my talk. Lighten your load. On the next slide, I'm going to show you some high energy things and low energy things. And you intuitively know this, but I'm like that mom that when there's a washcloth that my daughter has, taken her makeup, her mascara off of. You know those washcloths that they're never going to get clean. Right? Okay. And I'm not going to go into the whole topic of clutter because that's a whole nother level, and Natalie just shrieked her head back. Because here's the beauty of, I guess it's kind of pros and cons, right? It's like I go to all these chapter meetings in other cities, and I get to go and see the chapters, leaders' homes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm not judging. I never judge, and I certainly don't assess unless I'm being paid. But you notice things, things I've done that are recognizable. But someone else sees your space differently than you do. But here is the stickler. Your space is saying something about you to them. It is. It's emitting an energy, and it's really talking to them. When you walk in and you see a big pile of stuff, or you open a cabinet, or you put a garage door up, what's it saying about you? So you got to lighten your load, and the best way to do that is to identify high stress items versus low stress items. Here is a list of low energy items. Old towels. Throw them out. Keep a few to wash your car and in the house, okay? Stained or torn sheets. Throw them out. I don't care. I do not care how expensive they were. Get rid of them. You deserve amazing sheets. Because you know what? You spend a big majority of your time in bed. And this conference is going to get you out of that bed. But when you do return, I want you to have good sheets. Clothing clutter. Who has clothes in their closet that they never wear? Okay, I'm just going to say why. I do too, but it takes up space, and you have to maintain it. Okay? Okay, here's the kicker. Gifts and accessories that have no meaning to you. Who's giving you a gift? Which I know what you guys do. You put them in the re-gifting drawer, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Somebody's giving you gifts, and pull them out because your aunt so-and-so is coming around, and you got to put out that accessory. Just wrap your head around that. Dirty ceiling fan blades, that just drives me crazy. That is the air in which the space you're breathing. Just keep them clean, okay? You'll be surprised, because when you look up and you see that dust, you know what that reminds you of? Oh, I got to do that. Uh-oh, we have a question over here. What?
Actually, a broom made.
Can someone?
Long stick, and you just do this.
Anybody can do it. You don't have to do it, Tammy. Just give it to somebody. Tammy, can you walk around with the mic? Or Tammy O'Hara? What?
There is a broom
Yeah.
made especially for ceiling fan blades, and it's shaped like this so that it fits over the braid. It's got over the blade. It's got bristles on it, a long stick so you can reach the highest fan, and you just go like this, and it's done. 1, 2, 3. No. This is not bulbs. This is just for fan blades.
Yeah, light bulbs is a whole other story, okay? We know that.
Oh, yeah, right. But seriously, I mean, this is maybe a $10 item. This
Right.
is not a major life
Right.
investment.
It sounds like you've done that before.
And she wants somebody to come to her house. I'm going to... What
Right. Oh, you're going to do everybody in Orlando? Okay. Nice. Thank you. Yes. Unclean windows. You know, I had my daughter out there cleaning my windows because all the ladies were coming around. I mean, it rains here a lot, and so it's like splatter. Unclean windows. It's like a spring day when you clean your windows. Too many books. Who's guilty? Come on, raise your hands. Too many books. What? Okay, you don't have to keep all your books. Do you know how cool it is to gift a book and pass on the wisdom? I get it. I actually have a lot of books. I keep, but I routinely go through all of my books and regift. Regift is all about giving the joy that you had from that item, okay? You got the use of it, okay? Someone else could use it now. Depriving someone else of that joy of that book. Now, of course, some of them I can't give away because they're all so highlighted and but sometimes I do give them away, and then people will just read the highlights. Too many electronics. Okay, first of all, you guys don't know this about me, but I don't own a TV. I haven't watched TV for 2 years. It's been a great stress reliever, right? Netflix, what else you need? When I actually want to watch TV, I go to friend's house, or I go out and I be social. It gives me a reason to do that. I don't sit around and watch TV. I got important things to do, like Modern Winners Club. Yeah, just depends. I don't know how to work most of the electronics. I know how to do what I need to with electronics, but I got tired of like hooking up all those wires, and I was just like, bye-bye. It was great. Too many photos. Does anybody here feel like they have too many photos? I mean, because that's a variable thing. One of the things that I do sometimes is like in Marissa. Marissa and I have talked a lot about this, about intimacy and new relationships and the bedroom. And I have gone and I've assessed people's bedrooms. And we're going to talk later with John Collingwood about some of the ways that if we have new relationships, how they feel about those photos, because our partners are always going to be a part of our life. But when the photos of those partners and new relationships and friendships and family comes into your life, you have to reassess. That's all. You just have to look at it. For me, I changed everything downstairs so that I was acceptable, that everyone would think that it was okay. I'd have 1 or 2 photos. Upstairs, it was like wall-to-wall pictures. So upstairs, I had a 2-person life. So, and pet clutter. Pet clutter is the pet industry is huge. How many people here have pets? I'm just curious. Yes, that's awesome. What happens though is what I have found, not with me, but my daughter got a cat, and she went away for college, and she came back, and she had all these like houses and climbing mechanism and scratchers and all this stuff, and I'm like, we need to simplify here. We don't need one over here and over there and over. If your pet has something in every room, then you're living in your pet's home. Okay? No guilt here, but let's just be reality. High energy items, keep those near to you. Fresh flowers. When you go on a walk, pick yourself some flowers. They're everywhere. Something sparkly. I wonder what that could be. Something sparkly, crystals, mirrors, prismatic. Ooh, I loved Brett's mobile. That would be so pretty, hanging from the ceiling. Inspired art, all invoking positive affirmations. You already said you guys have that. It's really, really powerful. I have in my bathroom, everyone who comes to Modern Widows Club at my home, I have the Helen Keller, I am one, but still I am one. I can't do everything, but I will not refuse to do something that I can do. Every widow that's coming to my home has used the bathroom, has seen that saying. I hope they've read it. Okay, decorative pillows. So I change decorative pillows. I encourage people to change decorative pillows at least on their stuff 2 times a year. Fall and winter and spring and summer. Just change it up. That's it. Just hide them in a closet somewhere and then bring them out. Just change up your space just a tiny bit, okay? Because you would be shocked at how much that does for your just soul. It just makes you feel differently. We all feel differently with the different seasons. So if you just change your space just a little bit, you'll actually flow with that season too, okay? Now, this next one, one little thing about me is I do make my bed every day. Because when I come into my bedroom, I like to be welcomed with a nice bed. I deserve that. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people who don't do that, but it's like walking into a hotel room. The bed's made. I think of my home as like a little vacation. And so making your bed, believe me, literally my daughters, they'll go, oh man, Mom didn't make her bed. There must be something going on. I have an uncomplicated bed. And so it's just pull it up, put the pillows on, bye-bye. It's easy. Take that time for yourself. Make yourself a space that you really want to come home to. Joyful photos of your life. I like to put photos up of places I want to travel to. So when I look at that photo, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go there. I hope Jody gets married there, because then I can talk 2 birds out with 1 stone. And about your future dreams. What is that? Have you wanted to go to Hawaii? Get a photo of Hawaii up on your wall. You need to see that in front of you. Like I always tell people, just book the ticket, figure everything else later. It's a good way to do things. That's how I did it with Hawaii. I'm like, oh, no, actually in Italy. I was like, where am I going to stay? I don't know. I booked my ticket, so I got to figure it out now. Aromatherapy, there's no doubt. We've talked a lot about scent. Aromatherapy. Who does lavender at night? Good for you guys. Essential oils, hugely important. I do peppermint in the morning and lavender at nighttime. It's really great. Notice the items that you touch every day. My big thing that I change in people's houses is their door handles. Is it a lever? Is it round? Is it egg-shaped? One thing I did in my little 1950s house is I changed them all to egg-shaped, because when I put my hand on it, it feels good. It's true. It feels good. And I want to feel good. Little things like that. Any of you guys can do. And step 5, honor the past, the present, and your future. My saying to all my clients, grow where you're planted. Right here, right now, today. Not someday, today. So that's it. Grow where you're planted. I love this saying. We shape our dwellings, and afterward, our dwellings shape us. Winston Churchill. This could not be truer words. So hey, you guys, get out there. Start shaping yourself. This is my front door that was where Modern Widows Club started. And it's my little saying. Open your door, open your heart. Thank you.